This video is going to look at the values filter. That's one of the predicates which AdapTable provides for filtering, and it's a special one, unlike most of the others, for instance contains, where you take a particular value. When you run the values filter, you actually see a little pop-up which shows you all the current distinct values in the grid for that column, and then it allows you to select any values you want. So you can do it here, or in fact, as well as doing it in a quick filter bar, you can do the same thing through the filter form. So that's the values filter, which is the one where you select the values from a distinct automated list, as opposed to normal filters where you can sort of do, kind of ends with S and you get everything that matches. But sometimes people want to set that values filter because it's quite useful. So this demo here shows a couple of ways in which we do that. Let's show the code. And there's a few things you can do for the values filter. The first thing we're going to do is actually something you can do for any filter, and that is you can make it the default for that data type. And that's what we've done here in this first line. We've said for any string column, we want, as you can see, the values filter to be the default, and then it shows us what it is. And the next thing you can see immediately is we've now got this number by the values. You can see here these will all be 1 because there's one of those, and then here you can see 2, 15 and 8. So what are they? Well, that's this next property here, show values count, which can either just return true or false, or it can take a function as it does here, and we've said show it in any string column. So wherever we have a values filter in a string column, as well as showing me the distinct values, I would like to see how many there are for each of those values in the grid. The next property you can see that we've set is sort column values. And again, by default, the list that AdapTable will show in that values filter will be the list as the data appears in your data set. But if you set this to true, then if we, for instance, sort a column, so we've sorted this column here, you can see that immediately our values filter reflects that, and it's got the same backward sort as we see in the column itself. The next property is show distinct filter values only, and that's an interesting one. So again here we can see that we've got say V, and we can see that backbone is the first one, which matches what we have currently in the grid. But in fact the grid is filtered on HasWiki, and you can see if I clear this filter, actually, let's make this the other way, that in fact we have Alpine, Angular and Aurelia, which were filtered away before, and they didn't appear in earlier in the values filter because we said we only want to see the ones which were then currently visible. By default you all will see them, but you can set that to be true only to see values appear there which are already currently filtered. And the final property, and it's one that doesn't make a lot of sense here where we've only got 25 rows in the database, but you can imagine if you've got 150, 200,000 rows in your grid, and you're say looking at a column where most of the values are unique, you might gonna have a huge list. So what you can do is you can tell AdapTable, I only want the first X values to appear, and that in fact is what's happened here. It's hard to see, but we're only showing 15 here, not all 25 which are available in the grid. So there we are. There's some of the properties you can set for this values filter. For instance, the count, the sort, whether they're distinct, many other properties. But if you like to filter this way as opposed to the other way of doing it, the kind of predicates way, then you might find some of these properties useful so that you can set up filters exactly the way you want. As always, thank you for watching. If you'd like a personalised one-to-one demo, please get in touch and we'll be happy to arrange one. Likewise, if you'd like to try out AdapTable with your own data, then please order a free, no obligation trial license. Thank you for watching.